Lewis, where were we? Okay, so that was good. I was back in the gym. I was training. You're doing your comic stuff. We're talking shit about Kevin Hart. What is going on in the world of MMA? There is no fights this weekend.
It's not a very...
There was no fights last...
It's not a big news
No
week.
fights last weekend.
Yeah.
No. We did have some notes. Where shall we start? Let's take a little look.
Let's talk about Jon Jones. Let's talk about he passed his test. It's official. Jon Jones. This is it, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we were all wrong. Jon Jones officially passes his test. No picograms, no X factors, no G moneygrams. I don't know any of the terms, but nothing was found in his system. Apparently, Jon Jones is a clean fighter.
So Jon Jones passed his post-fight drug test, okay, which was the question that I asked him, which pissed him off, which led to him being kind of, annoyed with me on the post-fight show. I don't want to turn this in to Michael Bisping shitting on Jon Jones because he's a legendary fighter, okay? He was the youngest ever champion in the UFC. But to me, this, and I don't know the science, I'm speaking purely from a standpoint which I don't know. I think it's a fair question to ask. The narrative as to why he failed the drug test and failed multiple drug tests in August, September, and December was that these metabolites from the turinabol were in his system from years ago, and they could still be there for years. And then all of a sudden he tests positive, and it's brought to the forefront, brought to the limelight. Everybody's discussing it. Devil's advocate, you would have to be fucking stupid to continue microdosing, and then all of a sudden, voila, next time he gets tested, it's out of his system. I don't know. I'm not saying that is the reality. I'm just saying that was the first thing that I thought, and I'd be lying if I didn't say so. What do you think of that, Lewis?
Well, I mean, it just sort of seems like if you look at the entire Jon Jones situation, the results of this post-fight test are sort of inconsequential. It all seems like if he was on trial, right, we would call this a mistrial. We would say, hey, let's start over. Let's get a new jury in here. We get all the witnesses together because it's all fucked up. This is not right. Whatever happened with the Jon Jones situation, it's just not sitting right. So he passes, he doesn't pass. That's not really a question for me. I assumed he was going to pass this post-fight drug test. I assumed whatever he was going to do, he was going to screen it, and whatever he was going to do it. I think that Jon Jones was cheating in a way where he was screening it, and he was doing it in a way where he was able to get it out of his system, and he was cheating the system in a way, and he got caught cheating the system. Him taking it out of his system at this point didn't really mean much, and especially when they were kind of saying like, oh, well, it was just left over in his system and it can be left over for however long. I almost feel like it would have looked better for him if they found a couple picograms of fucking whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because as I said, that was the narrative going into this fight. Listen, this is remnants, or what was the word they used, but whatever. It was left over from whenever it was, which was never discussed, by the way. He was never made to admit when he ingested turinabol, accidentally, on purpose, whichever way around it was. But the point of the matter is that Jeff Nowitzki was saying, everyone was saying that this can be in his system for a long, long time, so get used to it. And then lo and behold, he tests clean. I mean, I'm glad that he tested clean. I really am, and I hope he continues to do so. He's a great talent. He's a great fighter, and I'm glad Jon Jones is back. I'm glad anytime fighters come back, like Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Well, it's good for the goose, good for the gander. Jon Jones being back in the UFC is great for everybody involved because he's an extremely talented individual. I hope he stays clean. I hope he doesn't get caught again. Every time something comes up with him, it bothers me because he's so talented. I'm like, God damn, dude, you're the best. You're so good. You're so obviously, head and shoulders above everybody else, but you put a dark shadow over all of your accomplishments.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, I mean, MMA is a better place with your Conor McGregors, with your Jon Jones, with your people like that. It's a better place. I hope he stays clean. I don't hope he tests. What's the word? I don't hope he passes his tests and gets away with it. I hope he stays clean. They're two very different things. I don't hope he gets away with it. I hope he's competing on a level playing field, and we get to see the best Jon Jones that we can do. The pay-per-view against Gustafsson did really well. 700,000 buys, which is surprising, if I'm honest, considering that he was away for so long, and there wasn't saying that fight sold itself, and it had a good solid undercard, Cyborg and Rousey. So yeah, no. To be fair, when you put it like that, but 700,000, I mean, that's a big number in this day and age.
Yeah, it's especially considering how many pay-per-views there are. I think that's well above average. But you know, I the thing that's bothering me about this, John's also going to social media and bragging about passing a drug test, which is kind of, it's just bizarre. You're like, that's not like, you're supposed to pass your drug tests. It reminds me of the Chris Rock joke where he talks about how black guys bragging about taking care of their kids. It's like, I take care of my kids. It's like, you're supposed to take care of your kids, you idiot.
Yeah.
So it's like, Jones, what are you talking about? Like he posted, did you see what he posted to Alexander Gustafsson on Instagram? He tagged him.
Read it out. I believe I did, but go on.
Yeah, he goes, finished my so-called kryptonite before the championship rounds. Absolutely no jet fuel was found on the murder scene at Alex the Mauler. Just wanted to make sure you saw this. Seemed like that was the only thing you could focus on in our last fight. Interested to hear what the excuses of my next few victims. Only 51 more days to go. You will be a witness. Will you be a witness?
Surprising he didn't mention God in that, and you know, and surprising that he's dropping the humble holier than thou act. I did see something from Corey Anderson. I think he was on Helwani's show, and Corey Anderson said something which did resonate with me because, of course, and again, I'm not trying to shit on Jon Jones, but the way Corey Anderson tells his story, I agree with him. Now, is he telling it factual? We shall see, or who knows? But he said, you know, of course. Well, so obviously, you know, they changed venue from Vegas to Los Angeles because of the whole drug testing situation. He said that all the UFC fighters, cornermen, etc., flew on a plane, so they chartered a flight for everybody, probably the cheapest way of doing it. And it was a super early flight, like 6 a.m. or something like that. So they all had to be at the airport super early. His wife was there and she was pregnant and all the rest of it. Everybody's getting on the plane and everyone's grumpy because it's so early. And they're all sitting on the plane. And the last person to board the plane was Jon Jones. And Jon Jones comes walking on, dancing, singing, and everything as he sat in his seat. And Corey Anderson said he was just blown away. He was like, wow, if that was me who caused all this mess, he would have walked onto that plane and just, before he sat down, hey, guys, everybody, just want to say, I'm sorry about this situation. I'm sorry about this mix-up. You know, I'm innocent. And that shall be proven down the line. But even still, I am the catalyst for all of this, and I apologize. But they said he didn't do any of that. He walked on singing and dancing and all this type of shit and then just sat down. If that was me, I would have been like, that motherfucker up there. You know, so
I believe
interesting.
We talked about it last time on the show, his weird little fucking arm spinny dance before he came out, just without any consideration for the 5 security guards standing there. And he's like, these guys are ducking out of the way. And he's just so in his own world and so in his own. But I look, maybe you have to be that way I shouldn't say that. Not anybody. Maybe he has to be that way in order to be great. There's a psychological thing where you have to, like, he looks like he's drinking in the moment when he's there, and that's sort of him. You know, if he has to get himself into his certain mental state to be there, he's a very special athlete. Who the fuck am I to say, like, you know, John, you shouldn't act that way before you get into the ring? That's his ritual. If he's a fucking asshole and he has to be a god amongst men, then more power to him.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, oh, here we go.
Is it set?
We got we got some audio.
Go ahead, put it up.
For a change of torch. Yeah. Like we're doing this. We're on this plane. I looked over at my wife and I could see she was uncomfortable with the baby and everything, and just seeing all the people that's inconvenienced. I can see how the UFC running around, just talking to different UFC employees who did a great job. I want to thank everybody from UFC. The whole week they did great taking care of us. But you can tell they was all frustrated and flustered. There had a lot going on, emails and calls, and just talking to them on the phone. You could hear in their voice. It was just wore out. And then when John came on the plane, he was dancing and having a good time like nothing ever happened. Like, this isn't his fault. Like, he's still living a good time, having a good time, enjoying himself, having good moments with his coach, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just thinking, like, if that was me, I would feel like just thinking about these people got to leave their family, got to change their plans and everything because I messed up. Like, I would have made a general apology right down the plane. I want everybody to know I'm sorry we're going through this. Sorry we had to get up early and get to downstairs by like 5 something so we can get to the plane and take off at 8. All these headaches. I want to apologize. I'm sorry for that. But instead, it's like he was having a good time laughing, joking, cracking jokes with the pilot and the flight attendants. And I remember when he put his hood up, when he was sitting there listening, I'm looking at the back of his hood the whole time, like, I got to get there.
Yeah.
See, you're right in what you said, Lewis. I was just going to say, and well done for pulling up that clip to give some context. And also, so Jon Jones knows it's his words, not fucking mine. Not that I give a fuck. You want to fucking come see me and talk some shit? Bring it on, motherfucker. I don't care. But, and by the way, Corey Anderson, with the greatest of respect, love you, buddy, but slow your roll. I don't think you're going to be taking on Jon Jones. I don't think you'll be taking his crown anytime. You may get a title shot, but you know, who knows? He conceives and believes. But no, you're right. I mean, to be as great as he is, you do have to kind of live in your own world. And other people that are like that, they'll never understand the mindset that he has and how he goes through life. You know, to know and to feel that you're potentially one of, if not the baddest man on the planet. You know, it's a certain mindset. It doesn't mean you can be excused and get away with being an asshole and not taking other people's into consideration. But he's in this bubble right now where he's Jon Jones. He's the man. You know, he's the champ, and he even beat the heavyweight champ twice. You know, he knows that in a lot of people's minds he's a champ. So, you know, that does. It fuels an ego, you know, it really does. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I'm just saying until you're there and you're in that position, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, maybe that's the only way that he can win is to put himself above everybody else. Whatever it is psychologically, he looks like he's. I know people like this, and they're fucking cunts. They're assholes. He looks like he talks like through people. He's not even like talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like he just feels like he's above people when he's talking to them in interviews and everything. He just feels like he knows that he's better than the person that he's standing in front of. Whether he is or he's not, it's just that's not really what people connect with. People connect with Jon Jones because he's an unbelievable athlete. Nobody's connected with Jon Jones because they're like, oh, this guy's awesome. I want him to be, you know, a mentor.
No, for sure. He's not making everybody laugh at press conferences. He's not endearing them with charm. He's not. Everyone's not like, whoa, I just love Jon Jones, man. What a guy. No, what they like to see is him going out there and beating people up. Okay, and if he was more like that and he was true to himself, didn't give a fuck, and he dropped the fucking Jesus side and all that stuff, I'd love him way more because I don't mind the person that I want to see beating people up in the octagon. I don't mind seeing them being bad motherfuckers because guess what? To stomp on someone's face like that, to elbow them into oblivion, you got to have a certain mindset. Do you know what I mean? You got to find that nastiness. Not everybody, but still it helps, you know? Look at Mike Tyson back in the day. Was he a piece of shit? Did he go to fucking prison for rape and all that type of stuff? Was he biting people's ears and threatening to eat people's babies? Yes. Was he a massive pay-per-view box office sensation? Of course he was, because again, it all adds to it. But as we've said a million times on this podcast, just fucking own it, John. You know what I mean? Stop trying to be the good guy. And if you are playing along with the Michael Bisping Believe You Me drinking game, Alfie, shut the fuck up. There's your first shot. You're welcome.
Well, hold on. Is he? You don't speak dog. Maybe he's crying because he has no balls. Did that happen? Were his balls taken off?
His balls have gone, man. His balls have gone. Alfie's balls, he probably is. He's howling in agony right now because of that. I tell you what, the poor guy, because he's on some pretty powerful pain medication right now. He is fucking out of his mind.
You know, you can take
I've never
that,
seen the dog.
That's true.
Tramadol for dogs. How did you get addicted to painkillers? Yeah, well, my dog fucking had his balls chopped off, and
no, I had a friend who. What's the big one that people are dying from right now? Like the huge one that everyone's dying from.
Fentanyl.
All right, Mike. Real quick, let's talk about Robinhood, which is my new favorite app on my phone. If you don't know what Robinhood is, it's an investing app that allows you to buy, sell, and trade stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission free. Most of the time, you have to pay a commission for this. This is free. It's a service that you don't have to pay anything extra for. They strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. It is a non-intimidating way for stock market newcomers to invest for the first time with true confidence. It is a simple and intuitive, clear design with data presented in an easy-to-digest way. I am not a smart man. I've never claimed to be Michael Bisping. I'm not a person that is, I don't really understand numbers. I don't understand investments. I don't understand any of that shit. But what Robinhood does, they make it super easy to invest a little bit of cash. They make it really fun. we're in a different generation now. It's basically, I feel like I'm playing a video game on my phone when I'm investing my cash, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, this is the way the world is going. Cryptocurrency is becoming more and more of a thing. And I suggest you get involved. Now, the good thing is with Robinhood, they have a fantastic offer for everybody listening. Robinhood are going to give listeners free stock in a company like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. I mean, free stock in those massive companies. What more do you want? All you've got to do is sign up at Believe, Believe.robinhood.com. Believe.robinhood.com. And there you go. So listen, you want to impress your friends down the pub? You want to talk about stocks and shares? You want to be on a mobile phone and say, sell, buy, all that stuff? You'll sound like a Wall Street genius, okay? If that's what you want to do, I suggest you do this. Listen, they're giving away free stock. You're going to up your game. You're going to learn some things. All you got to do, go to your computer or your phone, your smartphone. We can all do it this way, or your iPad, your laptop, whatever you've got, okay? Believe.robinhood.com. If you conceive it and you believe it, then guess what? You will motherfucking achieve it. Believe.robinhood.com. Get involved. Enjoy your stock.